Good afternoon, everybody. Um, Today is interesting. I didn't take my early morning walk like I typically do because the wind here was insane. So I took it later after I seen a few patients this morning. And um, something that really just kind of stuck with me was the phrase, "You're not a broken human." And um, it might have been, the conversations I've had today with people that kind of got me to thinking about that because, so many times over the years, taking care of patients and just being a human myself and talking to friends and family, so many times the people will say how, okay, they're trying to do something and suddenly something doesn't go right the way they planned or they failed. They feel like they failed and that I've heard that word phrase, like, I'm just broken. I can't do anything right. And the shame and the guilt for whatever that might be that they were trying to do, be it minor or big. And we just get wrapped up in this failure. We accept ourselves as failures, and then we can never seem to get out of this failure rut, right? We always feel like, and then if someone judges us or tells us that we've done something like criticism or something, it just kind of, it's like, yeah, I know. And then you dig the hole a little deeper. And I think it's heartbreaking. And so today, I always think of like, what can I say on these videos to get more engagement and encourage people to go plant-based and eat. But today, I just like could not get that out of my head. So I don't know who this is meant to be, but you are not a broken human. Uh, Hug and love yourself. Oh, the dog watches cat TV. It kind of got loud if you guys can hear that. Sorry. Um, but you are not a broken human. You are a human that is valuable and worthy. And so I wanted to address a little bit about that and maybe some ideas on how we can overcome, not even so much overcome, but just change our beliefs in who we are and our inherent worth, because it's very important that you understand that. You really, in our world, we highlight perfection, right? And success, and then we feel broken can be found and be very profound and isolating, right? So many people, if not everybody, at some point in their life will grapple with that sensation of being fundamentally flawed or irreparably damaged, right? However, this perception, even though you may feel it, does not define your true self, your potential. So I think there's a myth of being broken, right? So it kind of implies a state of permanent damage, suggesting that there's something about a person that's fundamentally wrong and cannot be healed or improved. That perspective is really just a mental distortion, right? It's not a reflection of the reality. Humans are inherently resilient. We're capable of growth, of healing and changing, right? Even if there's a behavior that you want to change, we absolutely can change. Don't think that you can't change when you've struggled to do so, because you can. And sometimes it's not out of sheer force. Some people can just keep working their way through it. That's a very unproductive and stressful way of doing it, versus accepting where you are at this place and understanding this present moment is the small thing that you can do in this one present moment. What can you do to maybe change something that you're not satisfied with in life? That is where the power is, in knowing there's all of our lives are built on these small moments. The one moment it's just small steps. Even big things that happen, all are tiny pieces. They're small things that led to the big thing, right? You don't start with a snowball that's 5 foot in diameter. You start with snowflakes that you form into a small snowball, and then you roll it in the snow and it gets bigger. So think of it that way. So, the feeling of brokenness, it can come from a lot of places, right? Adversary experiences, trauma, mental health struggles, prolonged stress, but it's a state of mind and it's not a permanent condition. Okay. It's just a thought in our head and a belief that literally within an instant can change. So let's talk about kind of a path to healing, right? Let's understand, first of all, we have to start with acceptance and self-compassion. So when you accept your current state without judgment, right, that's the first step towards healing. Practicing self-compassion by treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding how you would offer a good friend in distress, right? So it's the same kindness, right? You don't speak the words that many of us speak in our own head to someone we love. So don't speak those words to yourself. So when you catch yourself doing that, stop, be aware. The first step is being mindful that it's a habit, right? So many of us will beat ourselves up very easily. Like, for example, if you drop something, you're like, dang it, Lori, you're so clumsy. That has come out of my mouth more than once. But those are damaging words. You are more than that, right? So just being aware of it and stopping and saying, okay, I hear you. It's okay. I said that, but that's not the truth. Those are just words. They're just thoughts. Those, we always tell our kids, when kids are mean to each other and they call each other names, those are just words. Absolutely, words hurt. But when you say them to yourself, I think they can do more, inflicting more damage. So be kind to yourself. Next, I would say we need to reframe our narrative, right? So we can change our internal narrative, our belief, right? We can, instead of identifying as broken, let's view our experiences as part of life's journey, right? That has shaped but not defined you, right? So recognize your strength in navigating all the life challenges that you've had. We've all done hard things. Don't forget that. And if you think you haven't, that's a lie. You are lying to yourself. So stop it. We've all done hard things. Yeah, accept the fact that you are amazing and that you've done hard things and you're stepping into healing. I have no idea why I'm so resolute to this day. It's just, So number 3, seeking connection, right? So isolation can exacerbate the feelings of brokenness, right? So you really want to seek supportive relationships and communities where you can share your experiences and feelings openly. Sometimes maybe that's online. I would encourage you to avoid comparing yourself to things on social media. It's really easy to start feeling worse and bad again that you failed. Remember, these are highlight reels. So we really want to focus in on the good stuff, right? So if there's something that on social media that you are resonating with and it's encouraging and uplifting, that's great. But otherwise, try to see if there's someone around you, right? So really seek connection. And sometimes you need professional support, and that's okay too. You're not broken if you need help. We're all humans and we all need help at different times, and most of the time. We're social creatures. So really seek someone. And if you find support, but it's not resonating with you, you're not connecting, it's okay to go look elsewhere, right? There's so many things online to help with mental health and connection and, just trying to find that support. But just know that you're not alone and that, again, you're not broken, you're worthy and inherent. You're just sacred. You're human. It's the being in you is so special. You're a human and a being. But the being, let's focus on the being. And next, you really just embrace your whole self, right? So embrace your imperfections because we all have them. Our vulnerabilities, that's amazing. That's what makes us unique and special and connect with other people. Because when you embrace your whole self and the quote unquote good and bad, I hate the word good and bad. There's no good or bad. It's just maybe less desirable. Maybe it's causing suffering and discomfort. Okay, those are things we can work on, right? We can change. But just remember, embracing the whole self, even with all the complexities, it's really the key step of moving away from the idea of being broken. And then I think the next piece that's so important is mindfulness and mind-body practices, guys. I'm telling you, doing mindfulness, even with the smallest things, the mindful walk I take every morning just sets the tone for my day. And you can literally do this in the smallest things. For example, folding laundry has got to be one of the most least favorable, fun things I do 2 or 3 times a week. I know we're dirty people. And so what I've decided to do is, how do I do this? How do I make laundry mindful? Because I want to, first of all, I accept that it is what it is. I have to do laundry. That's just part of living. I don't want to, I don't want other people folding my underwear, and that's okay. The next thing is, okay, I've accepted this is what it is. I can accept that. That makes it less, there's no suffering in acceptance and surrendering to the fact that your dirty clothes have to be washed and folded. Next, I think to myself, how can I make this enjoyable? Right. And so that is just by being present. And how do you do that? You just take some breaths, become present in the moment. And then I just start folding laundry and just really appreciating the fact that I'm at a place that I have clothes, I have washing machines, and then I become thankful for laundry. I don't know how this works. All I know is it works. You guys got to give it a try. It's kind of like the Vitamix explosion. Just say, by the way, update. I gave Vitamix space today, and Vitamix was kind and didn't explode on me today. I think I've learned my lesson, at least for today. But anyway, giving different thoughts on how to approach life. And if you can start using mindfulness and some of these kind of mundane, everyday things we have to do, that they're not our favorite, but we don't necessarily detest or hate, but that is the step. That could be the platform to build your mindfulness muscle, so that when things get more challenging, you can be in a place of presence and surrender, and not necessarily surrender to the circumstances, like roll over and let things happen to you, but just surrender to the absolute truth of what's occurring of that moment. That gives you space to make different emotional responses or decisions based on, I think, more of an inner wisdom. Anyway, mindfulness is such a big piece, and I didn't truly understand it until more recently in my life. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm on the downhill slide of whatever. I don't know. I hope that helps. Yeah. So I don't know. I just had that thought and desire to share with you guys today. So thank you again, as always, for being here. Sending love, peace, joy, abundance, and healing in your life. And I hope you found this helpful, because I just want you to believe that you're not broken, because I used to think I was broken, but I don't anymore. So there's that. Okay, guys, have a good one. I'll be back tomorrow with, we'll find out. Yeah, just love and peace and joy. And you guys have a great day.